Three, two, one. We are at episode 67, and I am doing the intro before Bray gets here. I'm sure he'll be here in a moment. So, cue the music. Oh man, my timing is so good today.
It's probably not clean.
I'm already going.
It's definitely not green. The green room.
I've been going for like an hour.
Get some more ice. If you're not
Oh, I don't think I can hear you.
you can't get in.
No, I can't hear you. Bray is here, but I do not hear him.
But now.
Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you. That actually works so much better to just, I have to kind of predict what the future is going to be by starting it before you get here.
Yeah, but
Hold
you've
on
never
one second.
done that before.
I've never done it.
No.
I've never
what?
done it.
But why did you start it then before I got there?
You know why? Because last week, it's a good thing that I pretty much always check these episodes before they go live.
Yeah.
Because I just uploaded it and I was like, yeah, we're good to go. And I listened, and for whatever reason, the music didn't come through
Oh.
like how I just played it. And I don't know why, because I did it exactly how I always do it.
You were stealing the copyright, I think. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. And so when I
Jeff
checked it, I was like,
Sabru doesn't
oh,
like it.
yeah, crap. But luckily, I checked it on like Thursday, and then I just went back and added it in. So
Okay.
and so I just kind of double checked it just now, and I was like, well, I'm sure you'll be here in a second.
Yeah.
So I just started it up, and then who knows, maybe it didn't go through this time either.
Well, what I just heard at least on my end, is it was like 1,000,000 miles an hour chipmunk fast.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know why. It was like a green room.
I think lately, either mine or yours, our Wi-Fi is pretty like struggling because
Oh.
like right now you're going in and out of being super blurry.
And that's always the case for me when I'm looking at
Okay.
you on there.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just
weird.
kind of have to like I just kind of like look away from your face
That's always a good idea.
because I know in the end, like when it rebuffers
Yeah.
and renders, it looks great.
Yeah.
You know. So
I only
yeah,
look great like an hour later. Anytime you talk to me,
yeah. In memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. The memory of use, it comes
better
back.
than the real
but-
thing.
Yeah, dude. But. So, what am I doing? Yeah, how was last week? What'd you do last week?
Well, I have a story for you. So,
I love it.
yeah, it was time for me to get some new in-ear monitors.
Oh yeah.
I used to have UE's Ultimate Ears,
Yeah.
and I guess they were bought out and they really changed. I used to have this pair for years when I first started, working with you, Tainted Love, everybody, and I was able to get them fixed, and that was paid for, right? Like 7 times, and plus I'm terrible. I'm always dragging them behind me when I'm walking, and dude,
Yeah.
your ears, people are always
Yeah.
saying. So they finally broke enough times where the company's like, dude, seriously, you're going to have to just get a new pair. We're sick of like replacing these for free. So then
Yeah.
I just ended up going about 5 years, 3 to 5 with no custom ears, just using the
Shures or
the
something.
Shures, the $99 Shures.
Yeah.
Which
are not
they're not bad, but they're basically disposable.
Yeah.
Either like because I lose them or they're
Yep.
okay, but now I'm starting to feel like that's time. So I
Yeah.
went. I had some ear impressions made probably like 5 years ago, and that you can't wait that long to get them made
Because your ears change.
your ears change.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're like me, they also get hairier. So
Yeah.
yeah, that
Hey,
that affects your hearing.
You've been doing like you've been working out your ears. They got all buff.
Oh yeah. I have like Alfred E. Newman ears now.
Your CrossFit ears.
Yeah. I'm hearing the hell out of shit. So yeah, so I got some new impressions, but dude, just going to the audiologist. I don't know if it's always this weird, but this was one of the weirdest experiences ever. So everything was screwed up from the second I got there. I arrived, just parking was screwed up. How they have the app that you can go on your phone and pay there. It found the zone, and then I enter the space. It doesn't like it. Why? I don't know. I checked it 10 times, and I go to put my credit card in, and it like only accepts, $50 coins or whatever.
It's like yelling at you. It's like, are you deaf or something?
Yeah. Go in there and get fixed, and then worry about this. Finally get that crap fixed. I walk into the front door, and it's kind of like falls open in front of me, and turns out it's an automatic door. Whoa, oh my gosh. So I'm kind of like laughing at just stumbling there, and the guy behind the counter goes, "It's okay, don't worry, it opens and closes on its own." I'm like, okay, cool. So he's like, "And if you can just sit down, we'll be with you in a second." So then then another guy comes in the same door, and he is very old. Okay. So he's almost dies going through the door. He's like, and they're like, "Sir, don't worry. The door just opens and closes on its own. It's going to be okay." Huh? First of all, he's in an audiologist, so most people who are in an audiologist place can't hear. That's why they're there.
That's why they're there.
What? I said the door. Don't worry, the door opens and closes on its own. It's all good. He says the same 3 sentences over and over. I'm thinking to myself, you got to figure out a different way to handle this, because everyone who comes through, you're going to have to say this shit to. Yeah. So the guy just confusedly goes and sits next to me.
The old guy's like, he's like, "You just sound too gay. I can't understand you."
Yeah. Is that going to get on me? He's older. So, okay, then there's another dude already sitting there, and he's kind of cool. All right. He's younger, and he's like talking on his cell phone in the lobby out loud. Nar, by the way.
Yep, huge nar.
And he's like, I feel like he doesn't want the person on the other end to know where he is, but he wants, wherever I am, my hearing's all good. I know that much. He's just like, he would say things like, I'm at the spot.
Yeah, I'm at the spot.
I'm at the spot. I like that. Yeah, it's cool. I'm just chilling.
Chilling at the spot where because my hearing's great. I don't need to go anywhere else.
In the background, sir, it's everything's all good. It opens and closes on its own.
Yeah, I know you're fucking deaf. Yeah.
So
man, my hearing's definitely cool.
Yeah, my hearing's cool. I'm cool.
I'm at the racetrack. I'm at the racetrack where not deaf people are.
I'm at the space station.
I can hear everything.
So he's like, "Let me hit you back later and shit." And so then the lady comes out from the hallway, and she's like, we're ready for our next client, Sammer. We're ready for you, Sammer." And it occurred to me, I'm sure his name's Samir. The dude's like Middle Eastern looking. Sammer. So I'm thinking like an audiologist, not only are they have their doors, so they have to say something to you from across the room, but they also can't pronounce Samir. And he didn't respond to that.
This is all part of the test.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're like, we're testing your senses.
I don't know what
falling.
you heard, Sammer, but we're saying your name right.
Yeah. I don't know if you understood that we're purposely saying your name incorrectly. So that
right.
And you failed.
So they're like, Sammer, and he's looking around like, wonder who that dummy is. And it's him the whole time. Finally, he's like, oh, yeah, that's me and shit. So they go and take him in the back. And I'm thinking,
he goes, the name is actually Sam I.R.
Yeah.
Sam I am. Yeah.
And I'm just thinking to myself, this is like a SNL skit, an audiologist that can't pronounce things properly. And then I just let that go. And then another lady comes from the hallway, and she's like, next, Bry.
Come on.
I swear to you. Bry. I'm like, no, it's Sammer. No. I was like, okay. Yeah. I know, Bry. So I go into her office. She has all these like child's toy decorations. It's like a kid's. Okay, now we're gonna yell party and see if you can hear it from your right ear.
They're like, this isn't fair because they're like saying like words like. Tell me when you hear the word like
I know,
like turtley.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like turtle. You're like, I'm waiting for turtley.
Yeah, I thought it was
Like,
totally.
They're pronouncing words all wrong, messing you up.
Dude, it didn't even get to that point yet because she rattles her loud chair across like the floor right to me. It's like a, I don't know, some squeaky ass chair. It's like rolls up next to me. I'm thinking, is this part of the test?
Yeah.
And then as she goes, she's like whispering to me, okay, right over my shoulder. Okay, what the first thing we're going to do is put this little plastic piece into your ear so that the foam doesn't just get up into your brain. I'm like, oh God, this is making me uncomfortable. So they take, I can't tell what's going on, but it feels kind of scary. It's like they're taking a long needle and pushing this very small foam piece to block it, which is fine, but they keep ramming it further and it's kind of uncomfortable.
Yes, it is.
And the whole time that's happening, she's chewing gum.
Oh my
so she's
God.
Like, but it's not like loud smacking. It's more like
yum, yum, yum. Yeah. Oh God. And she's all close to you.
Yeah. Close,
super
chewing
close.
gum, squeaking chair, ramming something into my brain. Squeaks around to the other side. Does the other side. Meanwhile, I hear out in the lobby, it's okay. It opens and closes on its own. Okay.
All day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
You should just record that and press a button at this
or
point. Or
maybe just make a sign.
Yeah, a sign. The guy's like, I'm also blind. Yeah, so he doesn't see the sign.
And I never learned to read.
Yeah. Sammer told me I didn't need to worry. I get back. They're so I think they never really deal with people getting in-ear monitors at, musicians.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're usually just doing hearing aids. So they were unfamiliar with I'm going with Sensophonics this time, which I'll report back on later. But I chose them because I do always drop mine, and these are supposedly kind of malleable a little bit.
Oh.
So I want to see if that's true. They're kind of like gummy bears you stick in your ears.
They implanted them into your brain.
Right. These are permanent. So yeah,
you'll never break them.
Yeah, and on the way out, a guy is coming in again, of course, and to go through the same thing. Don't worry, it opens and closes. First of all, why does he have to say all this long? What? And I'm just running
all
out.
These words.
Yeah. Just like, oh my God. So
you could just be like, it's automatic or like something quick.
Yeah.
Like,
instead, he's like, I'm really pleased that you're coming in to get your ears looked at, but here's the deal,
Yeah. Welcome to Sensophonic. This is a door that opens and closes automatically 7 days a week. My name's Brian.
Right. Oh God. So yeah, we'll see. I think they're gonna call me back. I need to go back in again for a fitting. So,
Jesus.
Yeah. We'll go through the whole thing again.
Yeah, the whole thing. When I got mine done, dude, the guy he put that foam in my ear or whatever, and I was like, woo, and he kept going, and he goes, well, you haven't jumped yet, so I guess we're good. And I'm like, Jesus.
Unless you shriek in pain, I think it's not far enough down there.
Yeah. That was, I had I have some West tones that are actually my backup, but man, I had a guy out here in Brentwood do it, and he did a great job on the fitting. It is so snug.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like the way the cables are on those. So I still use my...
How are they? What do you mean?
It's just like the cable's like on the side and they kind of like hang weird. And it honestly looks a little weirder the way it is.
Yeah.
But all these things, they all sound good. I don't know if they sound any different.
I think the sound will be fine. It is about the fit, and I just so often pull one out
Yeah.
to hear the house because it's, listener, you probably all of you are musicians that use these anyway. But if you're not, these in-ear monitors are just headphones basically that kind of fit perfectly in your ear. But the thing is, it really is a whole different experience than how a lot of us grew up, which is using floor monitors.
Yeah.
And you really feel floor wedges, right? The speakers on the stage floor, but you feel so isolated and far away from everything. You kind of never get used to it, I think. And so sometimes I think TL used to do this, Tainted Love, and we've done it occasionally. If you have enough inputs on your board and enough room on stage, you could actually set up microphones to just be atmosphere. So you kind of hear the house in your ears in a controlled way,
Yep, like a room mic or crowd mic.
Yeah,
we used
room
to do
mic
that.
is what I'm looking for.
So yeah, because you'll be rocking out a show and there's a couple hundred people or even 1,000, and you finish and you see clapping, and a lot of if your ears are actually really good, you don't even
right, you
don't
can't
even
hear
hear
the
it.
audience, and you feel so like you're on Saturn, and it's kind of like a bummer, really.
Yeah, dude.
So
I don't know why this happens. I know you can't hear this when I get messages. Every time we podcast, Nervo never texts me until the day that we podcast and the time that we start podcasting. He starts texting me, like, literally, he just texted me, yeah, Brian May's tone is universal.
No way. Just that out of nowhere? Or is that you guys were already talking about it?
We were talking about it, but it was like yesterday at 3 p.m.
Oh yeah.
And now he's like, yeah, let's really start talking about Brian May.
It took 14 hours to think about it.
Dude. Oh, and he's going again. Oh my God. And it's
That's
just
classic.
dinging.
I am not convinced that he doesn't know we're podcasting. I am convinced he doesn't listen, but I'm not convinced.
Right. He's got something going on there. Yeah, dude. In-ears, though, and one thing for me, I've gotten used to it playing guitar and playing music and getting the mix, but I am not used to it singing.
Yeah,
I never feel like there's enough space where when you sing big, I feel like my ears like close.
Yeah.
And so I never could get it right. Like I always want to take my ear out.
Yeah.
I know Durbin does the same thing.
Yep.
I know so many singers that they're like, no, I got to take them out. I just can't hear it right.
I'm constantly ripping it out and putting it back in to sing backs or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like a constant struggle.
Yeah. And Eddie Kaipo, he knows the science behind this, why this happens.
Yeah.
And he's told me how, and because when he mixes my ears, I can hear my vocals. And what he does is he just like subtractive EQs out certain frequencies, but I've tried it and I still can't get it. And it's like I just have to like crank like super high end frequencies and to where I kind of hear it, but it's like I feel like I could sing better if it was just out.
See,
it's weird.
I can hear myself fine and clear, and I think Mark Milbourne, our sound guy, does that same kind of subtractive EQing and all. But it's just, for me, it's that room mic thing. It's just feeling too separate from the audience, and too like antiseptic.
Yep.
And it makes I even might subconsciously hold back a little bit,
right?
Because it's so piercing or clear in my ears that it's not mixed in a natural way with the rest of the music.
Totally.
Like so when we talked about sound checking before, how to do it efficiently and how it's not efficient to be like, who wants kick drum when you start?
Yeah.
And so I usually just tell them I want an album mix because I really don't want my voice way above the rest. I think a lot of singers do. I want to not make myself kind of wince and hold back, and I'd rather try to have to push a little bit, not too hard, but it's just a weird balance, man.
That's how I am too. That's how and I think a lot of people that came up like playing in rehearsal rooms and stuff, and
right.
where that's what you're used to. That's what it sounds normal. And I'm the same with guitars. I'm the same with vocals. Like where, so a lot of engineers will just automatically think like, oh yeah, like your guitar way up. But I'm the same way. If my guitar's way up, I get very self-conscious.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
right.
I'm like, ooh, I'm not gonna be confident like this. I want it like in the mix, like down there, like put my guitar where like probably you would put like for someone else.
Yeah,
like,
right, exactly.
Like I like to hear drums and bass and everything.
It is funny when you get someone else's mix.
Yeah.
If you get Nervo's mix, my vocal's not in it.
Zero.
I'm like, no wonder he doesn't hear me when I call out the songs.
Yeah, you get a little butt hurt when you see someone's mix and you're like, oh wow, I guess you've never heard me play my instrument.
It's like everything but my voice in his ear.
Yeah, sometimes if someone's watching me, like our board a lot of times is right next to Wendy, and I'll like purposely like look at her and just pull hers all the way down.
Nice.
Of course I put it back, but yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah, man. Ears are just like it's very weird, and then you got the whole world of guitars that I live in, and because we use mostly, for the most part, always using modelers, or going direct.
It's getting that way.
Which sounds good. I'm working on a gig for next month that they've requested that they want like stage volume. And so this is like something. So I built a board that's just going to be pedals going into an amp. Yeah. And it's going to be wild because haven't done that. Like,
God forbid, amps.
Yeah, amps. Oh my God. And I've always been pretty tame about how loud I get.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of people.
That's called the anti-Jamie Brown syndrome.
Yeah. You got to crank an amp to get the tone. I don't think so for what we do, like, because when you use pedals, it really like actually cranks it itself. But I'm kind of like, I'm nervous because I'm like, dude, I never do this. And it's going to be a mic'd up amp. It's just going to be, it's going to be weird.
I understand 100% that an amp needs to, for certain kinds of music or certain situations, like break up, as they say.
Yeah.
But to me, if that's the case, then you need to have the right power of amp to be able to turn up loud enough to break up with it being appropriate. It's not like you have, 8 freaking 12-inch or speakers, and
Marshalls,
it just blows everything out.
100 watt.
Yeah. Like, I gotta crank it. Well, then you should have less amp.
Dude, I used to live in that world where when I was young, the only amp I ever wanted was a 100-watt Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. That was the amp. That was all I ever wanted. Yeah. Because all my favorite like punk and metal bands, that's what they played, and it was the sound. It was like. And so I've had those things like on and off for years. I haven't had one in a long time now, but I used to go, it's like I was like metal guy, and then I started playing in funk bands.
Exactly.
And I was like, but then my amp was still a dual rectifier. And the thing is, with a dual rectifier, you can get a good funky tone with that amp. Mm-hmm. And actually I know, because I've seen him play with it. Cam.
Right.
Parriage.
Right.
He plays the dual rectifier. I've seen it. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he listens, but he could correct me. But the thing is I used to do these gigs where I'm playing these little clubs in Orange County and stuff, and I would roll in with a half stack, and it was just way too loud, way too loud.
Did you know it at the time that it was too loud?
No, I didn't. I didn't know it.
You're like, I remember I'm not too loud. They're not loud enough.
Yeah, I was just blowing things out. Like, my dad came and saw me one time in like Hollywood, and we had a good band, and he was like, it sounded really good. He's like, but man, it was loud.
Yeah.
And I know he was talking about me, like, because I was just like, 3-channel Mesa Boogie playing like pop rock. It's like, wow.
But what's your thoughts on gain stages? That's such a huge deal to me, as far as like, you could have one sound and that really can help the arrangements and dynamics of the
Oh,
band.
dude. I mean, I'm very proud of this. I'm going to show you just because I just built this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, as I break it.
Listener, he's
So-
lifting up his pedals. Oh, here we
So
go.
look at this. This is the board I'm going to use
Yeah.
coming up. And so all these pedals, all three of those are all different gain stages.
Got it.
Right?
So they're all
And
kind of drives of some kind.
They're drives of some sort, and then that's like my modulations.
Yeah.
And it's so important to have that because to me, I think if you're going to go out and play and have some sort of backline amp, like a Fender, I like Fenders, like
Yeah,
a
me
smaller one,
Mhm.
like a deluxe reverb or something. If you have like at least one or two good gain stages, then you don't have to be so loud because you can,
Yeah.
as long as those are dialed, you can have a low volume amp with a good gain and you
Yeah.
just go from there and you
Right.
build it up,
And
It's
so,
like,
listener, what that is you want to have different, like, volumes basically that you can
Mhm.
go to at the click of a pedal
yeah.
instead of just writing your own volume knob because the engineer, it's nice if you have all that set ahead and you're going
Yeah.
from section to section, right? You have like a bridge where you need to be more powerful and full, and the verse you need to have kind of a less driven, smaller sound. And instead of pressing, 7 different pedals and changing the knobs on your guitar, you can click a pedal. And when you're doing pop and stuff like that, there's so much a guitar player is asked to do.
Yeah.
And you're kind of emulating all these different styles throughout a show. And so it's not like frankly a keyboard as much where you can just hit a patch and it's all there. You're
Right.
kind of manipulating this living thing a bit more. So,
Yep.
that's,
we do
that's
have-
the trick.
Yeah, there's the multi-effects thing that makes that happen. I mean, it just depends on the setting and what people want.
Yeah, the multi-effects pedals are cool, but some people argue you just can't get them to sound as warm as pedals, basically.
Yep.
Although Billy it has proven me wrong many, many times. Billy Shen, he's a really good guitar player that we all work with and know for years. He kind of lives by the Boss, the old school.
I know.
And but he uses really high-end guitars and amps.
That's what makes the difference.
Yeah,
right
because
there.
I think when he's gone direct out of the multi guitar effect pedal, it doesn't sound that great. It's his
No.
amp.
Yeah, I mean, his tone is amazing. He always uses a good amp though.
like a divided by or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what makes it sound real because I don't know if he's using. I think he's like doubling up the amp modeling and the amp. I used to do that too. That's a really slippery.
I do think he's doing that. Yeah,
That's
would
a
never
slippery slope.
get into that.
Because you're basically like double overdriving, but
Right.
his tone is amazing. So
yeah,
I mean, it's working for him. But it's like it's crazy. Ears, gears, whatever.
right. Rears.
Yeah. I have to learn a freaking slide guitar solo for this
So
gig
what
I'm
is
doing.
this thing?
It's the 5 for Fighting thing.
Oh, right.
With and I'm covering Pete Thorne's. He's the guitar player in the band. And that dude is a freaking beast. And he also is a gear guru. Like
I would
he's
not have known that. That's cool.
He's the gear guy. So I'm like trying not to overthink it because I'm like, you know what, man? Like when I play and I just play the way I play, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. It's good. But then I start watching videos on like his gear and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, like he's so deep, he's like, well, yeah. And then I got this 65 thing that my buddy over at freaking whatever in the UK gave me. And it's like, there's only 5 of them in the world and I have all 5. And, it's just like wild to see all these things that he's doing. But then, have to just be like, it's just guitar. But he nails everything perfectly.
Are you able to share? Is it a private or where is the gig?
It's in Chicago at the end of July. I think it's a public. I don't even know, man.
How did
It's
they find you? Through the Gwen thing or?
Nope, they found me through Randy Cook, who drums on my original stuff. He drummed on Transient, and he drummed on Ashes and a lot of my Petrito songs. And we became friends just working together through my music. And he really liked my songs and stuff. And so he recommended me to John, the singer of Five for Fighting, because he's in that band. He's in Five for Fighting.
And how did you meet that drummer?
I met him through Eddie Kaipo.
Yeah.
Yep. The connector. He's the connector.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's really cool that he kind of based it off of my songs though. So that's really like a first for me.
That's right.
So anyways, it's really awesome. But I'm kind of at a moment where like this next month, I have so much stuff that I'm like learning. I'm doing a couple gigs with Clay too. And it's just, we're really trying to make whatever we do special too. So we're learning a bunch of songs and going to rehearse for that. And so then I got the Five for Fighting thing, and then all the other things that we're doing too, which are TL's pretty easy because I've done that forever. My solo thing's easy because that's my thing. Yeah. But then every other little thing, it's like, oh my God, there's so much stuff, but it's good.
Where are you playing on 4th of July?
I'm leaving maybe Monday to play with Enrique in the Canary Islands.
Cool.
Which is
where are those, by the way?
It's
up in a tree.
Yeah. Candy cane forest. No, it's off the coast of like Morocco.
Oh wow.
So it's like Africa.
Wow.
It's like Africa.
Going back
it's
to
like
Africa.
Yeah, pretty weird, right? So I thought it was closer to Spain, but it's actually further south.
Uh-huh.
And it's right off the coast, and it's like right just out. It's like, I've heard it's the European version of like Hawaii.
So do they speak Spanish there, or do you even know?
I have no clue. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be another vibe of like how I described the place I was last time in Egypt,
right?
Like where a lot of like Germans and Russians
go to tracksuits.
Yeah, a lot of tracksuits. Yeah, I've heard it's a big like German destination.
Right.
They go out there.
Is that on 4th of July actually, or is it
it's
a celebration?
on the 5th of July.
Okay, I was gonna say they're not.
They're
they don't
celebrating
give a shit.
America.
Yeah, yay America! This is Africa.
Yeah. This one's for you. We're gonna celebrate by having a Latin artist play. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm doing that, which honestly, I'm always happy to do those shows because they're amazing. But I'm sad to miss the TL 4th weekend because that's always rad.
Rad, yeah.
It's a whole weekend of Tahoe too. So.
Well, I've done, I thought maybe it wasn't 4th of July, but where we're playing for 4th of July is the Marin County Fair.
Yes,
it sounds
we've done that.
Shitty, but it's actually a huge gig.
Dude, yeah.
It's like fair is not a good word for it. It's a big one.
I think we did a whole episode about that place.
Yeah, and I've done it with you.
So much material out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was the top 10 guy.
Yeah.
Remember? Top 10? And then that was also...
No, I thought that was Monterey.
Oh, you're right.
Top 10's Monterey. But
Marin...
Marin...
Okay, Marin. Which one was Marin?
That one I've done with you, and we played with Tainted Love, and we played before The Fix and the Tubes. And I remember... One thing I remember...
Oh, yeah, the Marin one's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge one. And you were sound checking or just jamming on the drums, I remember. And that was awesome. So,
wait, that was that one, huh?
And that was when I got a call because someone tried to hack my eBay account. So I'm on the phone with no phone reception, trying to they're like, it's only, $14,000, so we'll just deal with it next week.
Yeah, you'll get your money back in about 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was the Sausalito wine.
Was it? Maybe that's
festival.
The same area, so I might be confusing that.
But the Marin, what you're doing is bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's like there's a big tent.
Yeah.
Right? There's a big, dude. Yeah. I think we did that last year.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's like the ultimate summer festival vibe party, indoor too, so you're not getting blasted.
It's just great.
Good sound.
It's kind of
huge
indoor,
crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it last year, and it was also Petty Theft.
Yeah.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
That's an awesome show.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bands on it. So there's Zepparella this year.
Sick.
And
I've never seen
on
them.
Monday. And I thought it was Petty Theft. They might be doing it again. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. They were so perfect for that.
Yeah, and
that's kind of their zone.
They kind of own it.
Yeah.
So we're the
Those
newbies.
are the ultimate test of like really deciphering your Google Maps and figuring out where the parking is. Like really reading through that, because those are like, it's a huge festival and you're driving with the concert goers.
I'll just arrive at 5 a.m. It's fine.
I mean, that is one where you do want to arrive at super, because it's just like, oh my God, am I going to get parking? Am I going to end up parking like at the Golden Gate Bridge or something?
Well, we had this, speaking of like the shows we've done in the last week, we had 2 great festivals we did this last weekend, but we also tried out a new singer.
Whoa.
Just mainly because of Noel doing more and more dentistry, and we just don't want to be left without an option, because a lot of times we have Laura Lehman, and who's excellent. She's just not always available because she's excellent.
Yes.
And Notorious is, I think, starting to work a little more. So we tried a new friend, and she's a little green. So I don't know what we did. We had a show on Friday in the East Bay, and there was some problem on the bridge, the Bay Bridge, because
I thought you meant the bridge of a song.
Yeah, something was going on, but no. But
the bridge of every song.
It was her first time with us, and she was texting me saying, "I don't know what's going on. It's like parking lot traffic," and she's like, "I'm utterly just in tears." She was like so stressed. So I'm like, just don't worry about it, because really Noelle was there. We were just having an extra person come on. So, and even if she wasn't, I can do the whole show. I'm like, whatever time you get here, just hang back by the back of the stage, backstage. I'll bring you up. But she got there before it started. But I just can imagine how, and I felt like you don't want to be late on your first time, and
dude,
it's just
I've done
worst.
that. I've done that when I was like a young
in your half stack days.
In my half, what was I playing then? I'm so stupid. It's just, I wish I had a guitar life coach like back in the day, like, because I went from half stack and I finally was like, you know what, this is dumb. I'm gonna get a nice little club amp, a Fender Twin Reverb, which is the loudest,
so loud,
other amp.
Yeah, louder than stuff twice its size. Yeah,
they literally used to use those as PAs. That was like their purpose of those amps.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're that loud. They're like, if you go
Jazz
past
combo PA,
if you go past 2, you're going to kill people.
Yeah,
and so I was playing that amp, which sounded really good actually.
So
but
good, though.
But so check this out. I was, I guess, maybe 21, 22. And honestly, all I wanted to do was, this was before I went to music school, actually. I was like just trying to get out there and I was like, I'm just doing this. I lived in Long Beach and I got a gig with this band, and the band was called Spank.
Oh, that's great.
The band was called Spank. They were really happening and super busy. They had like a good looking female vocalist and like all the guys sang. It was one of those bands where everybody was required to sing, like everyone had to sing.
Earth,
and it
Wind,
was just
Fire.
Yeah, it was just top 40, a lot of dancey dance, Spank. It was just all about the dance and
they had a
playing
percussionist with their butt cheeks up to a microphone.
We all wore Spanks.
Spank.
And so my first gig, because I went to like sit in with them. I was in Long Beach, so like they played a gig in like El Cerrito or something, and my audition was like, just come by and play a couple songs, right?
Exactly.
And I was like, yeah, cool. a couple songs when you don't know a lot of songs, a couple songs is a big deal, right? Like,
Oh yeah, it's almost more
for,
nerve wracking.
yeah, but my problem back in the day was I was like I couldn't understand how in the hell can a human being learn that many songs and
Right.
remember them?
Right.
I just couldn't. I didn't have a
A lot of
system in my
fans say
head.
that still. Yeah.
I couldn't understand it. I was like, because I was like, I could play all this shit.
I
Like,
always cheated on my history tests,
yeah,
so I
that
don't know
too.
how.
Yeah,
They
I don't know
remembered
my
it.
own phone number. I yeah
911.
yeah 867. I don't know that song either. I was like, I couldn't remember songs. I felt like I could play them.
Yeah.
Like I had the facility, but
Right,
I
of
needed like someone also to like show me how to play them. Like, how do I play that? And then
Yeah.
show me and I go, yeah, I got it.
Right.
So anyways, I played like I played Love Roller Coaster, I remember,
Mhm.
and I played like some other just basic song.
Mhm.
And they were like, yeah, that was killer, dude. I was like, awesome. Like, sweet, bro. And they're like, let's do a gig. And I was like, awesome. So my
There's
first
50
gig was,
songs.
it was like, yeah, it was the classic cover band, like 3 sets or whatever. And it's
Yep.
like, and I'd never done this before. I never done a real gig like that. And it was in Calabasas.
Mm.
So in Southern California, Calabasas is way out, like
Oh, yeah.
way out past Hollywood, out Malibu way,
Yeah.
very far from Long Beach. So
Yeah.
and so I had no concept still. I made such a mistake living in LA when I was young and just so clueless. I left like
Oh yeah.
I left like an hour before I needed to be there.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
but that means I left at like 5:00 in LA.
For
Like,
sure you're late. Yeah.
And I was so late.
Yeah.
So freaking late.
And
also-
you're probably the only guitar player in the project, so they were loving you.
It was a mess. Also,
Dude, you had
super,
to be. How were you in the car?
I was melting down. Also,
I
check
would
this
be.
out.
Oh my god.
I was like completely like so poor. I didn't even have a cell phone.
Yeah.
All I had was one of those Nextel.
You're like sending out a
Phones.
seagull, throwing it. With
Yeah,
all
I
your
had a Nextel phone because of the job that I worked. Was
Yeah.
like the AC job that I told you about.
Yeah.
And so the only number that I knew how to reach was my mom.
Yeah.
And my mom was going to the show because she was so excited.
thank
I was
God.
playing. She was going
She's
to the
like
show.
waiting for you there because she knew better
She-
to leave early.
She made it to the show on time. This
Yeah.
is how embarrassing this is.
Oh god.
I had to call my mom and say, I am totally stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
You need to tell those guys I am screwed. I'm
Yeah.
going to be late.
Yeah.
And it's just, I was late. And
She's
I
like,
rolled-
excuse me, I'm Ms. Subaru. They're like, who? What?
Dude,
Subaru?
luckily my mom's like cool and she's like totally not shy to talk to anybody. She
Yeah,
told
oh,
them
good.
and they were super
My
nice.
mom would be like shriveled.
And so I roll in and they're already playing songs.
Oh yeah,
And it was just
that's
horrible
mortifying.
and mortifying. And then I couldn't even focus on playing. I was
Yeah.
just a mess, dude.
Yeah. Did you
Uh,
talk to him after? Were they kind of like, just don't do it again, or?
Yeah, it was a pretty bad first impression.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, I think we need to send you back to the
Yeah,
minor
boot
leagues,
camp.
even though
Yeah.
that was definitely the minor leagues. But
Yeah.
we need to send you back to like whatever. And so I did like 2 more ish gigs. It was more like after that, they're like, okay, yeah, let's get you in again. And I kind of subbed here and there.
Sure.
But then there was the moment where they're like, we got this big gig in Laughlin where we're going to do a residency. And I was so excited for that. I was like,
They're like, we're
Dude,
just
this
letting
is-
you know in case you want to come check it out with your mom.
no, yeah, I was so like, oh my God, that's all I need. Like, I just want a residency. Then I'll just be able to do that. And they're like, yeah, we're going to use our other guitar player for that. Just
It's like,
because
why
I
bring
wasn't.
it up at all?
Yeah, it was like pretty devastating. But yeah, dude, I mean, so clueless. I just rolled in super late. It's just like, maybe that's why
Ouch.
I'm so crazy about like timing now. Like, I'm like, no way.
Oh, dude.
Like,
No.
Yeah.
And I like because I forget things sometimes. That's also why I want to go super early. Like I've said in the past, I've never actually been late to a gig ever, but that's because of leaving like insanely early. And I've almost been late because that earliness just gave me a chance to go buy the gear I forgot, near the
exactly.
gig.
Yeah, to where you still worked it out.
Still made it. But dude, talk about melting down in the car, because that's why I asked, how are you in the car? I'm like punching the roof, like just no.
See, I think back now, I would have broken both of my hands on the ceiling of my car. But back then, I think I was just still I was definitely melting down, but still clueless on what I was doing. Yeah,
you don't know what the other side looks like, or you haven't run your own band yet, maybe, to see how it feels when someone's that late.
I was so green, dude. Yeah. Like but I guess you got to start somewhere, right?
Oh, yeah. Dude, these are what you learn.
Yeah, and I didn't really have anybody that it would be so nice. That's why I think it is important to mentor people, where like, God, I could have used that so much. All it would have taken is someone to be like, hey, man, no, like maybe don't get the 6,000 watt amp, for a club.
That's 6,000 pounds also.
Yeah, that's 6,000 pounds. And maybe, here, I'm going to show you how you learn these songs. There's a little system to it. And then like, hey, how about like a...
I love that. That's huge. And I think I will share, this is what the talk I had with this young singer. Because she came the next day and she was still apologizing about the day before. I appreciate that, and I get it. And I think I could tell she had some nerves.
Yeah.
And, I'm supposed to think Neon Velvet's great, of course. And so I'm kind of like knowing that it's maybe a little intimidating, and we're all dressed like crazy ice skaters, all the time. And
I mean, it would be so intimidating to somebody that's like, thinking of myself, I was so intimidated to walk into a bar with a bar band.
Yeah.
Where they're wearing like Big Dog t-shirts.
Right.
And like just like
bail bonds.
Very old men with way too long of hair that shouldn't be that long. But I was so intimidated just because there's more than 20 people watching them. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. But so you guys are a real show.
Yeah. It's a full on show, and I'm not fucking around, and kind of like, I also didn't really spend a lot of time with her at the show, because I, before and after shows, tend to go out and talk to people, and I'm with the audience. So, but, before this second show, we had a little bit of backstage time. The first one we didn't. She just had to kind of fly in. Yeah. So the second one, I took her aside. This is like, I want to share this because we've both had different people in our lives to kind of mentor us in one way or another. Whether it's, let's say, Eddie Kaipo or whoever. And for me, when I first had a gig with Tainted Love, I remember Jack Herndon was kind enough to like meet me way out in South City at a studio I had, and just come show me parts and kind of just talk to me and hang out. And that was, I never forgot that. It was so generous. Yeah. And people they don't forget that when you're coming up, and you remember someone that took care of you and took the time. So I took some time with this young lady, and I was telling her, I want you to think about okay, I know you appreciate being here with this band, and you should, frankly, and I do too, even running it. I appreciate it, and I think it's a big deal. But if you want to be a singer and you want to really achieve your dreams, you belong here. You have to really believe that. You have to say, why should I be nervous? Because I really want to be on the Grammys. That's what I say to myself.
And you've made it where you're at now. For a reason.
I wouldn't ask you to be here if I didn't think you had it.
Exactly.
And so don't prove me wrong. Prove me righter than I ever knew I was. And just, you belong here. I don't want to hear about it. Yeah. I mean, think about, I don't think I said this, but now I'll say, it's like a Kobe Bryant mentality. Like, I don't want to one thing I maybe have said on the show before, but I believe in this. I love this. There's always in any situation, right? There's either excuses or results.
I like that. I don't know if you have said that.
That's good, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I don't remember where I heard it, but that's what I said to her. And I'm
Right.
like, I hold myself to that too, and I'm not perfect, but
Right.
it's kind of like no one has time for anything, and everyone's worried about their own shit and trying to deliver and destroy and do great and be happy and all the shit. You know, it's like even Nervo, he'll still kind of ask, should I wear this or that or what,
Yeah.
help with his hair and this or that. And it's kind of like, he already knows how to do everything and he knows the answer. So don't doubt it. And we all believe in him, or each other. So, and we're kind of like worried about our own shit to a degree.
Yes.
And so it's okay to ask for help at times. But I think you can't make it too much of like where you depend on it like a habit, because then you don't train yourself to rise to the occasion and
totally
face your challenges. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's beautiful, man. And what you just said, what is actually so awesome too, is someone else that says that before every show, almost every time, is Gwen. She says that before every show to everyone. She does a circle.
Yeah.
She goes, all right, let's do the circle. Says a little prayer. And she'll be like, guys, we made it. We're all here.
So
like
cool.
we're doing a show. Like all of us have made it to this point, like let's just go have fun, and it's like, yeah, dude, regardless, obviously she's who she is, but it's like, we're all there, we're all doing it. Like,
that's so damn cool. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. I think it's a beautiful thing.
And she's reminding herself too. To, that's her part of the prayer, right? To go out and say, we're lucky to do this.
Exactly.
But yeah, I felt like that singer that I'm talking about, I think that I would have wanted to hear something like that, even if it hurts a little bit and you feel pressured by it. It's like, hey, you deserve to be here, and I hope you understand when I say I don't want to hear anything from you except go up there like you own it and destroy and be your dream. You know, I don't want to hear it. Yeah,
it takes a hell of a lot of work and a lot of mistakes. And just learning through the hard knocks, of playing to getting to a point where, you can do things and pretend like it's easy, even though it's never really easy.
Yeah.
And there's so many little subtleties to things too about how to navigate through. That's why I think certain people do, like, when you have a choice to call someone for a gig, you have your list of people, because they will do the right things, and little things that will throw you off. Like one thing that I think about too, I mean, there's just so much as I'm like learning to do a gig that I'm kind of nervous for.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to ask questions about certain things to my guy, which is Randy. But then at the same time I go, I need to figure this out as much as I can before bugging him, because
so key.
Too many questions, and then it's like, yeah, Jeff was cool, but he just, oh my God, like with the, can't you just figure it out? Like stuff like that, where you're like, okay, I don't want to, stuff like that. Not asking too many questions, but asking important questions, making sure you get what you really need, but not more than you need.
And think about this too. It's like, if it's really, really, really important and not something you are expected to figure out, they're going to tell you.
Right.
And I will, for sure, as a band leader. So if I didn't explain something to you and it's not like an obvious, huge oversight, whereas the address, shit like that. Like, it is, I want you to bring who you are to it, because maybe that's all you can do anyway, but you'll have your own solution to it. Let's take it as granular as like the way you play a certain part. You might bring to it what I never imagined, and it's rad and it's cool. Yeah. But yeah, that thing, because I was reading, I'm kind of on a Kobe thing again right now.
Nice.
Just after I spoke with her, I was thinking more and more about that. And because I kind of came at her hard a little bit.
Yeah.
But then she sent me this morning a thank you to say, like, I really appreciated you taking the time. Because even in my own insecurity, I was like, maybe I was too hard, and maybe seeming like a big shot, which it was not coming from that place at all. Not at all. I just wanted her to know that you kind of do have to toughen up a little bit.
Yeah, these gigs, they don't come easy. That's why I get when someone like chowders a gig that seriously,
it's so
like,
funny.
It's a funny term, right?
It is. It just still is. Yeah.
I love chowder.
Yeah.
But I think if someone that you don't know comes into a gig and they don't do a good job on gigs that we do, for me, I'm kind of like, you shouldn't do this gig.
Yeah.
Period.
Sorry.
Like, it shouldn't be like, oh, well, you're going to get better. It's like, no, dude, like, you don't get to do these gigs and get better. It's like, you need to come in and be good. Like, there's like, it's not like a apprenticeship. I don't think these kinds of gigs, like your gig, like you're a very professional band.
Yeah.
But obviously there is a caveat to that, because you as a band leader, you obviously will see something probably like this young lady and go like, she's going to be something, and I'm going to make this work. Yeah. And then it's going to happen.
There's a balance. I hear that.
There's a balance. I think in positions like, maybe like, for me, like if I'm a guitar player, like a bass player, a drummer, like it's more like you're either gonna do it or you're not. Yeah, kind of a thing.
Right.
Singers are special though. You have to you need the right.
There's the social aspect to it in the fronting part, and kind of fitting into the just aesthetic and mood. Yeah. So there's that. That's where what you're saying applies. Like technically, you have to nail it.
Yes,
but
there's singers. It's more than with everyone. It's more than that.
Yeah.
But I totally understand how like you can be a ripping singer, but it's like you're not gonna fit though.
Yeah, it didn't fit. I mean, the other thing about that first show for her was we had a first time drum sub also on the same gig, and I really needed to give him a bit more attention for how to run tracks.
Yeah.
And just how important. He already knew, but just things like certain songs, the way they start or end. So, and that person, by the way, showed what it takes, because actually his technical skills were fine. They weren't like making me do cartwheels, and that's okay, because he was so prepared that he would become a really early on the list. Like he shot up the list.
Sweet. See, that's a beautiful
you
thing.
could tell he charted everything, and he played with confidence and power, and he paid attention to me just for cues and stuff, right? And that's essential. And that was part of what I was sharing with him. Like, I need you to look at me because I might cut something. Skip a song or ask you to pause, because he asked one smart question. Here's an example. He said, do you guys like to kind of power through songs quickly, or do you want to talk in between? And I said 4 seconds or less, unless I turn around and stop you. And some of the pauses are written into the set, and you can see it on there. So I said, do those, and then besides that, just you and I are like peanut butter and jelly.
Yep.
So,
man.
Yeah.
These things, like, honestly, like me and you and maybe a couple other people, we could do a whole class on this stuff.
Oh,
like, seriously.
Huge.
Like, because
there's
so much, like, I would have loved it. Like, because there's definitely
what would you call it? Like, how to be in a pro band, or
I don't know.
What is the focus on it, or just how
to not chowder, anti-chowder class,
right?
How to not make chowder.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's such a system that I live and die by now when it comes to new things. It's like it starts the first thing that is the beginning point is making a playlist. Make a playlist of the songs, and you start getting those in your brain, and you look at your calendar, and there's a time frame. You got to decide, what does this time frame look like? What when do I need, okay, the playlist starts, and then it's like, when do you start getting into it? When do you start doing, there's like a whole laid out
Yeah.
thing that I always go by, and it's like, I always have a date that says, start these songs on this day. Because I know
Yeah. Right. Me too.
And it's usually earlier than what it needs to be, because
Hell
I know
yeah.
maybe something will happen.
Yep.
And then it's like, by the time you get to the week of, you need to know that whole set. Like, you need to know it by that week,
Yeah.
and you're just running it, right?
And here's another thing I do. And this is an advice for singers. I'm sorry if you already know this kind of thing, but one thing I do is because it can feel all of a sudden weird to sing a song that you've been listening to or singing along with a recording or something, and then suddenly you're playing with a band and
you don't hear everything.
It's really different. So
Totally.
a way to get yourself closer to that feeling is to literally look up a karaoke version on YouTube.
Nice.
Plug yourself into a loud system and sing into a microphone and stand up and perform and do it at your
That's great.
place. So you make yourself in that situation. And then if you want to take it a step further, videotape yourself. So you see your stupid ass body movements, and also you can catch where you're pitchy, or breath stuff. So that's just like a piece of advice I've learned.
Totally.
I'm also open to tons of advice that I need that someone may have.
Yeah, I mean, we're always still learning, me too. But yeah, recognizing a song and really knowing it is different than turning on the song and playing to it. That doesn't necessarily mean you know the song, right?
Right.
Because if you're playing to the
it's
recording,
still training wheels.
It's still training wheels. You got to be able to see the name of the song and just, like, if you're an instrumentalist, see the name of that song and just play that song.
Yeah,
with
you
nothing
could play
else.
it with nothing else.
Yeah,
all the way through.
Yeah, where you know,
like you're hearing the melody in your head to go with it or something.
To me, it's got to be like that, because I, along with my Crash and Burn one that I've said, I've had other ones where you think you know a song, and then you get there and you're like, I don't actually really know this song like I thought I did.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be like the 10 rule, like where you can play a song like 10 times perfectly.
Yeah.
And not skip a beat, and just knowing the names of songs. If it's a total just random song you've never heard, you need to be able to see that name of that song.
That's great advice, yeah.
And know, like there's one like Easy Come or something, which is like a Fight for Fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be like, which one's that? It's like, no, you need to know exactly which one that is. Right?
Because sometimes
especially
the
when songs are
not
similar.
Said. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. That too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. It's a big thing, man. Like, I think I guess we're helping people now. So, free. This one's free.
I hope, man. I hope. And because even hearing you say that is helping me, man. Wild left turn. So we played this.
Back to farts.
Back to farts. We played an outdoor show in St. Helena, like one of those festivals. And St. Helena is beautiful. Okay, it's in the wine country. Yeah. It is not a young party town. Okay,
no.
So we're setting up, and it's almost like the people putting it on were starting by apologizing. They're like, it's a very chill, don't take it personally. It's a very chill crowd. If they're not all dancing, like, just, we're so excited to have you. I'm like, don't worry at all. It's okay. A lot of these.
The door always does that. It opens and it closes on its own. I'm sorry, but
audience members always scowl. Don't take it personally. So,
what?
Yeah. Hi, what?
Some ire? Yeah. Whatever.
So we're playing, and it's like a sea of older people just like laying on blankets eating crackers.
Yeah,
and
nice.
That's fine, absolutely fine. And I have gotten to a point where I'm not just killing myself and be something I'm not, or mess up the show, worried about it.
Right.
But I just, we had fun. So we had our first set. Actually, later they were like, no one's danced that much. Some people did dance, ever. So, but this young girl, okay, I don't know, 8 years old. She was very not scared to talk to adults. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And we're all standing sort of by the green room, and she's like, excuse me, what are you covering today? Like, are you covering? She's like, kind of put it weird. It's like, are you
That
covering?
is weird. It's weird when you say it like that.
Yeah.
Even
'cause
though
I
it
didn't
is
even know how to answer
we are
that.
covering things, but that's, I guess.
Yeah. What
You're
are you
like,
covering
when you
today?
when you put it, when you literally blanket it, no pun intended, but
yeah.
you're like, covering. I guess we are covering everything.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right. But then I was like, yeah, well, what are we covering today? We play a variety, dance music. Well, like, yeah, but what? And I'm like, what do you want to hear? And she goes, no, I just want to know if you're a cover band or original band. And I was like, oh, okay. So you haven't been here for the first set. Because we already started. And she goes, no, I was.
Yeah. What?
Like,
the, okay.
So we play you might hear Bruno Mars. I was trying to say something she would recognize. I didn't want to say like
Right.
38 Special, And she's like, huh?
Harvest. Harvest by Neil Young or whatever.
Five for Fighting? Yeah. No, she's like, I
love
said,
that song.
Chapel Roan. And she made the worst face, like, you old motherfucker. I don't want to hear that.
Chapel
like,
Roan? What?
yeah, she didn't like me saying
That's
that.
pretty
I'm like,
damn new.
I know. I'm like, Charlie XCX, what do you want me to say?
I know, like you're like, I don't know anything newer.
Yeah. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
So she just like goes, no, I just wanted to know if you were, she goes, she never said the word original. She goes, I wanted to know if you were covering many artists or just one.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, a tribute. No, we're not a tribute to any one
Yeah.
artist. We're playing a variety of artists. And when I finished that sentence, she turned around and walked away. With no words, she just like went. It's like, okay, bye.
Yeah. She's going to grow up to be a great fan that's out in the crowd,
She'll be the kind of person that goes, why didn't you play Chapel Roan?
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. That's so funny. Yeah. I just wanted to know. Yeah. She just wanted to talk to you guys.
I guess, man.
I guess. Well, I played Ace of Spades. I'm going to make it quick because we're going in deep here.
I just saw that.
We played Ace of Spades and Metal Mouse opened too.
Oh yeah.
And it was just a straight up blast. Like, I did not play with Metal Mouse, which honestly, I'm on the other side of it now. And I had so much more fun just smiling and videoing and watching them.
Enjoying the show.
And seeing that band truly does challenge people because everyone's like, what is going on? And they have to win them over every time.
Sell the concept.
They have to sell the concept, but by the end, everybody's laughing and such a good time. And I went back and I was talking.
Was Greg Zema there?
Greg was there. He's like always sort of there and sort of not there.
Right.
But he was there, and he was doing his thing. Didn't fall off the stage, which was awesome. I walked back pretty much when they were almost done, and I was watching them, and I'm telling Jason, and I had a couple drinks, and so I was like feeling good. I'm smiling, and I was like, man, it's kind of crazy because like I helped, like arrange a lot of that
thing.
Yeah, I helped do it, and I was like, but you know what? I really enjoy being on this side of it. I just feel like I'm better off. They're better off, and I was like, sometimes I just feel like I just got to let my little retarded birds fly away. And Jason laughs. Sorry, that's not PC. But I was like,
that?
Jason,
is he doing it? I didn't think he was the bass player.
No, Muscat's not doing it.
Right.
No, it's Dan and Trey was playing drums.
I
That's
know,
why Trey was
first time.
dressed up as Jafar, and that's a whole thing. He crushed it so hard.
I bet.
But Trey's like, man, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Saying
He's
it
like
loud enough for the band owners to hear.
Yeah. But then he's like, man, it's a lot of work. What'd I get myself into? But as he's practicing, he's like, dooka. I'm like, dude, he is loving his life right now. Like,
yes.
This is exactly what he wants to do.
I feel alive like I never have. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. I mean, I did a good job at it though.
Yeah.
No, he crushed it, and He looked amazing.
Yeah.
But the show was so fun, and then Tainted Love played, and it
That's
was
a great place, man. So
It's
huge.
dude, so
and
huge.
Always, I'm
packed
going to give
out.
props to Tainted Love. I've just never seen a cover band draw as how Tainted Love continues to.
It blows my
just
mind.
So damn awesome for all these years, and it just cannot be fronted on. It's like I got nothing.
It's crazy.
But respect, man. It's so
It's
cool.
insane that it's still going, and
Mhm.
it's
It's
just
an institution, man.
just keeps going. So yeah, man, let's just go out on some yarnars.
Mhm.
Muscat gave me one. I'm gonna alter it a little bit.
Yeah.
He said he said basically yarnar, someone overusing a effect, and his effect that he was talking about was like a harmonizer pedal on guitar, like
Yeah.
meow. Someone that uses it all the time.
Right.
I'm gonna alter what he's saying and saying, I'm gonna say yarnar, someone having a signature sound based off of an effect, a la Kirk Hammett with a wah, Tom Morello with his little thing,
Yeah.
and then even T-Pain with the vocal thing.
Right.
So yarnar on that.
Well, I first want to comment that it is funny.
Oh, and the Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the delay. But I do think it's funny because we got to try to word things in a way that's open to the answer, because Jason's original way of wording it is a gnar baked in. You know, how do you
And I
like
think
overuse of something? It's like,
I think he did say it like he's like, I don't want it to be all gnar. But.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
How do you
just
feel about the wonderful use of,
yeah. No, I'm gonna get it right in there and cut this off though, and I'm gonna say I'm a yar for
me
it
too.
because somebody, if you're able to, it's just another instrument. You know, that's
Yeah.
the way I see it. Like the Edge, like he figured out a way to create a whole world and a sound
Yeah.
out of a delay that nobody else had done before. I would have to agree. The same with T-Pain. I would have to
Yeah.
agree the same with Kirk Hammett with the wah, because
Yeah.
it worked for me. I thought it was rad. And Tom Morello with that the whammy pedal.
Mhm.
So I'm a yar.
If you can do anything that distinguishes yourself from millions of other,
Just do it.
people,
Yeah.
I think it's cool. And yeah, I guess like with anything, you don't want to overdo it, or you want to try to temper it, or it'll
Right.
force you to be creative even within that, which
Mhm.
everyone you mentioned did. So
Exactly.
yeah, yar, man. But that is pretty funny. I love it. That's
Yeah.
good.
I've got two that are basically like kind of manners-ish things that I thought of. Here's number one. Yar nar. Taking off your hat at a dinner table.
I like that. I'm totally into manners. So I'm a big yar for that personally.
You're a yar?
I know it's
Even if you're at a restaurant? If
Yep.
you're at a restaurant?
Yep.
Take
still.
that hat off.
Yeah,
Take off the hat.
I probably am old school on that, but I probably like to hold on to a little bit of those niceties, or however you want to
Yeah.
say them.
Yeah.
Just because people's go-to is to push as far and hard as they can. If you have no rules or no expectations of any kind, people just
chaos.
wear a dirty diaper to anything.
On their head.
And I'm not
You said
taking it
hats.
off. Yeah.
No, you said take your hat off, not my dirty diaper on my
Yeah,
head.
but like
Yeah.
anything, being late, if you don't say something, my old mantra for them being 5 minutes late, it will turn into 10, 20,
That's right.
30, not showing up at all.
I like that.
Yeah,
True
like
that.
I think we should try to make things special,
Yeah.
keep things special. And
Yeah.
otherwise, you're just staying at home. Why go to the movies? Why go eat unless it's kind of a different experience? And
Yeah.
you're paying for the atmosphere. And I don't know, like I want to keep having our own shame level, maybe of some kind, to try
Yeah.
to present ourselves to each other in a way.
Yeah, I think it is important. I'm going to go ahead and I am fine with the hat at the table because
Yeah.
I'm a freaking heathen.
Yeah. No, that's
But
not
I
like that.
I do agree with the presenting and actually taking pride in one area that I think should be reorganized and revamped with everybody is planes when you fly.
Yeah.
I think people need to have a little bit more dignity the way they fly.
Yeah, right.
Like you should, it's an event.
They're
I think,
in their pajamas and eating smelly tuna. And,
see, but I'm a big offender of this, but I do, when I see someone in a suit and they're getting on a plane, I'm like, good on you, man. Like that looks nice.
It
like,
does elicit a certain amount of respect.
Right. Yeah.
Like that or like it or not, but yeah.
Yeah. And then one more, I don't know if you have one. We're getting a little late on time, but another one that I also have with the manners one is taking off your shoes inside of a house.
Yeah, we may have done that. I mean,
we've done that.
I
Okay.
like the idea. I don't think we're at a point where you should demand it, but
in American culture, I just don't think it belongs.
Yeah.
Like as a demand.
Right. As
You know
a
what I
demand,
mean?
but I like the idea, and we try to do it here at our house.
Yeah.
Especially just with us two, for sure.
Yeah. It is
So.
crazy when you think about the bottom of your shoes. They're pretty gross.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do not which is rude. I don't appreciate it though if you go to someone else's house and they're like, and it always goes like this. You see shoes and you go, you kind of go,
"You want me to?"
"Oh, did you want me to?" And you're hoping they go, "No, it's fine." And then they go, "Yeah, that'd be great." And you're like, "Damn it!" And
Yeah.
especially if you got like tie-on boots or something.
You're
You're like,
like,
"Oh, okay, let me
Let me get my
just give me
tough
50
acting, tenactin.
Yeah, you got a bench for me or something like." Yeah.
All
So-
right, sweet. I think that's good.
Yeah, we're definitely good. We went.
We're done, bro.
out.
We're done.
We're done. We're good for like 3 weeks. We should break this into 2. Cool, man.
All right,
Awesome.
homie.
Okay.
Talk
I'll
soon.
see you.